update on Kale?
Yeah, he's okay. He's making the trip. Want to see if he's feeling good enough to go tomorrow. Um, and then we're going to leave a few of the other guys behind. Like Val's going to stay behind. Toby's going to stay with a handful of guys in skate. Drew's going to stay here too. We're not going to take anyone that doesn't have the possibility of playing tomorrow just because it's a late night coming back and we got to get ready for another one after that.
For all three goalies going?
Kakinen's going to stay here, yeah, with their injured guys.
Just knowing that you guys have guys coming back, that decision's got to be made on the third goalie relatively soon. How do you just kind of see those three playing out right now?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just like Gorgie's going to play tomorrow, and we'll see how he does. I think Eustace has been giving us some really good starts, and for now we have three. It's not really like I don't really make those decisions. Like I just trying to manage a situation, and like I said before, give us a starter that gives us a good chance to win, and also playing a rested guy, and then we'll just take it from there. It just depends on how all these guys play, I guess.
From a car, upper body, lower body?
Lower body.
Lower body.
Yeah.
This morning you mentioned Landeskog and said essentially there was a setback. Could you kind of clarify that? Like, did he have a setback?
I don't know if you can call it that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I said on the radio show. Like, I think there's ups and downs throughout the course of his rehab, especially now when he's like feeling better and getting closer to play. He's pushing himself into different areas, and sometimes he reacts well and moves on to the next thing, and then the next thing might not feel great for him, you know. So I don't think it's anything unexpected, you know. And then, you know, as he sort of pushes himself into different areas of his rehab, I think what happens is ultimately if it's bothering him, then he backs off or goes a different route, you know what I mean? And so right now he's continuing his work and in the gym every day, and he'll get back on the ice soon.
I guess you don't have a lot of options in that bottom six, but you've not been afraid to put rookies on the same line together. Like, are some of those guys, like 13 games in, have they started to gain your trust in certain areas of the game?
Yeah, no question. Because I like what and they all bring something a little bit different, but I think when you're talking about, you know, like Kovalenko, he's got great tenacity on the puck in the offensive zone, good vision, likes to play around the net, has really good hands around the net, and can make some plays in there. It's a big add to, you know, a bottom six, being able to have a guy that has that kind of touch and feel around the net and ability to make plays. And the other two guys, when it comes to Prish and Ivan, especially we've seen longer, he's a trusted two-way player. You know, like he makes all the right decisions away from the puck, with the puck. He's responsible, and like last night again, I thought he really bounced back from his game in Nashville. He's shown that if he has an off game or doesn't have his legs or doesn't have the energy that we'd like to see him play with, we talk to him about it, show him, and any mistakes, and then he corrects them the next game and comes out and plays harder and more aggressive. We're trying to get him to trust his skill. So I like all three of those guys have played pretty well for us, and the longer they do that and the more they play without making big mistakes that hurt us, I think they'll continue to get the ice time.
Parker okay after blocking a million
He's
shots?
sore too today. Yeah, we have a bunch of guys that are sore today. Hence the optional. We're gonna skate, but we'll go full skate tomorrow in Winnipeg. A little bit of a tough game for some guys. Parker being one of them, but yeah, he'll survive.
Are you looking forward to actually having some decisions to make about the roster and the
Sure.
lineup?
I mean, whenever we can add top players back in the lineup, it's a positive thing.
I think you said Miles was going to get evaluated today too. Is he?
He's in the gym today again. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of a day-to-day feel for him, and when he ramps it up to the next level.
Did it feel like you guys had just a boost of energy, just purely getting Arturi back?
Well, I'm sure that had something to do with it. I think the guys were excited to get him back in the lineup, especially Mac and those guys, getting to play with him again. Great outing last night. And again, it moves Kivy down. I thought the Middlestead line was good. It just helps. Like, it helps more than one line when you get a guy back, because someone else is going to move down the lineup and help the next line. So there's a trickle-down effect there. But, I mean, we really wanted to focus on our start based on what I told you guys last week and what we thought of some of the starts at home. And then, so that was part of it. I think a little bit of desperation mode for us to get a win and kind of get our offense going again. We did that in the first period. I thought it was our best period actually, more 5-on-5 than the other period, so it was kind of hard to tell later on what our 5-on-5 game was like. The power play was really good. Yeah, I think but I do think there's a little emotional boost when you get a guy like that back in the lineup and just with what he brings.
Last one,
but is that more of that showing of what you said in the past as happy hockey players or productive hockey players, that just that kind of lift of having just that seeing an end that everybody's coming back?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and then there's no guarantees that by the time everyone else gets back that you're not missing other guys the way this is going. But I do think there's some optimism. Like we're treading water right now is what we're doing, right? And so every win's an important win. Every game's an important game. These next 2 games are going to be a really big test. I think they're 1 and 2 in the league right now. Both super dangerous. So you got to have your game in order. We need everybody because they're both deep. But you add guys back in. I think there's optimism there, of what we were capable of if we keep adding guys in, and with the way some of the other guys are playing that we've called up and had around. Like we've been a committed group. We haven't been perfect, but I think our overall team game is getting more solid. And you add in some more playmakers, it only helps.